Hey everyone, welcome to SWK670. This is the Advanced Theory course, and this video is the sort of welcome and overview video. So we'll talk about office hours. We'll do that quickly since you've had previous courses with me, and then talk about a few big ideas. We'll review the syllabus and Moodle real quickly too. So office hours are the same: open door office policy, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call my cell phone. Number is on the syllabus and on Moodle on the screen there. I answer if I'm able. If not, I'll call you back. Again, I don't typically call, too close to 9 p.m. only because I know people have, families or little ones or who need to sleep or you need to sleep yourself. So that just sort of seems reasonable to me. I'm also on email at least once a day, at least once on the weekends. Again, though, I would prefer that that you don't text, just for the sake of professional, identity formation and that kind of thing. So a few things to know. Week runs from Monday to Sunday. New content opens Monday morning. Each week, you should expect to read about one or two theories in either or both textbook, and then there's typically a video lecture from me or from an expert on that theory, and these are videos typically that I've reviewed and vetted for quality. So let's pause and look at the syllabus here real quick. I'm just going to pause the video and switch it over. Okay, so most updated version of the syllabus will have my information up here and the course number here. A lot of this is the same, but you should read it through just so you're aware of all the course policies and procedures. We do have sort of 4 assignments, 3 major ones that we're going to talk about here, and then class participation. And all of this really is to facilitate learning about theories, and then facilitate learning, very deep learning about a couple of theories of your choice. And you'll do that in the paper and the presentation. So this is our course outline. Again, this should look pretty familiar because I follow the same format. The week, this is always a Monday, with the exception of this week. This is obviously a Tuesday, the 3rd, just so you can take the Labor Day holiday off, which hopefully you did, and then reading over here. But these are the theories we're going to read about. There's only, I think, 2 weeks where we're reading about 2 theories. That's week 3 and week 10. But the reading isn't actually that much heavier in those weeks, because there's only one chapter in either Turner or Quarry for those books, or for those weeks. So we read about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we read about 14 different theories, and that's going to be important when we start to talk about assignments here, because this first assignment, let me get down to it. Actually, we'll skip Appendix A here for a second, and go to Appendix C, and talk about that for our first assignment. So you're going to take notes on 10 of the theories of your choice. And on Moodle, I've set up a template for you. I've got a video, and then some hints talking about the note assignment. And there's an error in the syllabus. I will fix that. So you're gonna take notes on 10 of these theories. Which 10? That is your choice. That is completely your choice. Use the template. Take a look at the video. Get in touch with me if you have questions. Each week that you complete a note, submit that note to me via email, and we'll do that in lieu of a weekly discussion. I think that'll be a better use of your time. So obviously, since you're only doing 10 notes, there's going to be 4 of the theories that simply don't resonate with you. They're not interesting to you. That's completely fine, and which theories it is also completely up to you. so your workload will be a little bit lighter that week. But ultimately, I will look for 10 completed notes from you. More on that in a second. Second assignment that we'll look here is Appendix A. You're going to present on one of the theories. I've got the list down here, so there's quite a few from the Turner book, and just a couple from the Corey book. You're going to you're going to put together a presentation of about 20 minutes. You're also going to complete a note sheet, the same one that we use in Appendix C. You're going to complete a note sheet and distribute that to all of your colleagues, so that they then have that note sheet to add to their sort of file of notes. And I believe I've listed in the syllabus when we'll do those presentations. So we'll start those in the middle of October and go through sort of the middle of November. We'll sign up for weeks and presentations in a couple of weeks. But you are basically, excuse me for going a little too far here, you are basically going to teach the class about a theory of your choice during that week. You can use my presentations and the other presentation as guides, and that'll be sort of your that'll facilitate your learning about one of those theories. Secondly, there's a big paper about a theory of your choice. You can write about any theory that we read about, and even some that we don't read about. We will pick theories, or we'll discuss which theories you're interested in towards the middle of the semester. I'll have you send me an email with which theory it is you're interested in, but this will give you a chance to sort of learn deeply about a theory of your choice. And then obviously class participation is a small component of your overall grade. So I'm going to pause the video again and switch over to Moodle. We'll just talk through that. Okay, so here we are on Moodle. Again, my view will look slightly different just because it's the instructor view. You've got my phone number, email, office hour policy again, and then I've just rearranged this a little bit so that the learning resources are towards the top. But then in week 1, here we go. There's sort of 3 big components. So obviously the syllabus, which is here. Make sure you have the most recent version of the syllabus. When they create the Moodle shell for me, they upload sort of a default version of the syllabus. That version, though, doesn't have my information, and it's actually out of date. It uses a previous version of the book. So make sure you have this version here. So second section. This is the note-taking assignment resources. So that's that Appendix C assignment that we were just talking about in the syllabus. Here's a video with a brief introduction to me. Here's the template, and then here's the template with a few notes and hints about that. So remember, you're taking notes on 10 theories of your choice. You're completing a note sheet for the presentation on a theory of your choice, and then you're distributing that. So ultimately, you're going to submit over the course of the semester your 10 notes, and then add to those notes the 5 notes from the presentations that'll happen. And then lastly, in this week's content, there's just a short lecture about the integrative approach and slides there for you as well. As usual, week 2, week 3, so on and so forth, that opens up on Monday, and sort of each week will be, it'll have links to videos and all the things that you need. I don't repeat the note-taking template, so that information will stay here in week 1, but it's available if you need to look at it again. All right, so let me just advance the slide here. So again, purpose of the assignments here really is to facilitate learning about theories of your choice. The note assignment is to facilitate sort of some broad learning about 10 theories of your choice. The presentation is to facilitate some deep learning about one theory of your choice, and then the paper is a chance for you to learn sort of at the deepest level about one theory of your choice. The theory should be different for the presentation and the paper, but obviously there could be some overlap between the notes and the paper or the presentation. I will say that theoretical orientation is a pretty pretty personal choice. Let your curiosity and your passion guide you. If a theory simply doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. On the other hand, if a theory does, take notes on it, read about it, watch the videos on it, and then consider using it for either the paper or presentation. Again, let me just repeat this at the risk of repeating myself. Let me just emphasize the changes to the notes assignment real quick. In the weeks that you choose to complete notes, and again, that is your choice. The 10 weeks is completely your choice. Submit the notes to me at the end of the week. You submit them to me via email. I'll look at them real quick. I'll send them back. Each note is worth about 3 points on the final grade, since the 10 notes are worth 30 points of your final grade. And what we'll do is we'll use that assignment in lieu of a weekly discussion. So you should plan to email me 10 times over the course of the semester with those completed notes. And again, the weeks in which you take notes is completely your choice. At the end of the semester, to those 10 notes, add the notes from the presentations, which is Appendix A. That'll give you 15 notes that you can use in future semesters as you're starting, and you'll use them in sort of the clinical intervention courses going forward. So you'll be asked, for example, to make maybe a psychosocial interpretation of a particular client statement, and you'll need to remind yourself what's going on with psychosocial theory, and you can reference your notes very quickly. So that's sort of the point of that assignment. So let me just conclude with a few big ideas about our course. Theory helps us really understand client behavior and problems. It also helps us to understand where to go next. And so I tend to think of clinical intervention as sort of existing in this space right here, where ethics, theory, and engagement skills kind of all overlap. This is sort of the space in which social workers live, particularly when they're doing clinical work. So what we say to clients is informed by sort of all of these things equally. What we know about engagement skills, what we know about intervention, what we know sort of about ethical behavior, and then what we know about what we know about theory, which helps us understand sort of client behavior and problems and sort of where to go next. Now, our first week we talk about this idea known as eclecticism, and eclecticism, or the integrative approach, really is sort of the use of a couple of different carefully chosen theories. And so it might have been better for me to say theories over here instead of just theory, but I think the idea is still the same. So 670 is a fun course. It's interesting. We move pretty quickly through all the different theories, but it's actually a pretty exciting course because all of this is sort of foundational work for starting to connect with clients and work with them on sort of a clinical level. And so our conversations and discussions about theory help us it sort of lays the groundwork for starting to connect with clients and starting to work with them. So thank you for watching, and welcome to our course.